Are these games live? These games were played a couple of days ago. They were played less than a week ago. And of course, we are catching up with them here and now. As was mentioned in the chat, the cast is live, and here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Here we go. So we are going to be settling in. And Bunny has been doing non-stop all-ins tonight. Non-stop back. Did do so against Classic earlier, of course. Did do so against Classic. And of course, here he's very well versed in the current meta of StarCraft. I mean, he was here for the beginning of it in regards to Cure versus herO in the finals of GSL. Again, GSL Season 1 is when kind of we saw the rise in prominence of two-base all-ins and TVP. That was like almost 2 months ago at this point. So it's been like a recent change, a recent shift in meta. And Double Gas to open out of Bunny. Now, I'm a little bit surprised. If you recall, Tokamak was, I think, the only map where Bunny went for an economic opener against Classic, just because the map is so large. So I do like this. Like, the mind games are real. The probe scout is denied, and again, herO, for all he knows, it could be a single gas opener into a CC, or it could be double gas. And based on what he saw against Classic, there's a higher chance that it's going to be a faster economy. Ooh. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, kills the SCV. Yeah, brutal pickup. herO does kill the SCV, so a nice start here from herO. And we'll see how greedy herO is. Again, does he fall for it? Does he believe that Bunny is expanding? Or does he believe that he's going for the factory? So factory is halfway done. herO does pull away. Now, from here, we're going Reaper first. We're going actually double Reaper. Okay, so no reactor here on the ranks. Likewise, no fast tech lab. Opening up double Reaper, and he might even reinforce with a Hellion. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be Reaper Hellion. Now, the goal here is to try to gain map control and try to deal some early game harassing damage, ideally getting into a mineral line and getting some probe kills. So Reaper Hellion built to dive into mineral lines and kill workers. Meanwhile, Twilight Council open out of herO. Hallucination moves out. After the Hellions, we're waiting for the add-ons here, as we should be seeing a Starport. Starport is on the way. We're getting up to a second Hellion, and then from here, we should be going for a Tech Lab, and this might be lined up for an add-on swap. Reaper Hellion gets scouted. Yeah, big moment here for herO. He knows. I should be walling up. Yeah, it should be walling up at the natural. As no add-on, going for a Widowmine drop follow-up. Army moves out. herO, he has a wall in the main, and likewise, he is walled up here at the natural as well. So again, solid scouting out of herO and solid reaction, solid response. Island is under fire. herO, he has to react. And as herO moves out of position, here come the Hellions. Yeah, Hellions, they bust into the natural. They hand 2 shots. There's the first volley, there's a second. 2 probes going down. Nice start. Oh! Does get into the main, and again, herO out of position. The wall was open. herO pulling a bit of a hero. So far, losing up to 3 probes. Not a bad start here for Bunny. Getting 3 probes and maybe a 4th. Oh, does get 4. 4 probes to 2 Hellions. Nice start. Bearing in mind, the Reapers are still alive. Reapers, they are still alive. And this was worth it for Bunny. Again, herO, he had the tools to defend, but he was distracted by the Reapers. That was on herO. And behind this, we're getting to our own 3-1-1 setup. Yeah, Tech Labs are now on the way. Hallucination does confirm. Does confirm Tech Labs on both the Starport and the racks, sorry, and the factory, and also the additional racks. And herO, double gas, Robo. We spoke about this during the Classic series, if you recall, but this has been a lot more trendy as of late. This has been a shift in the meta. A lot of people have been concerned about all-ins in TVP because there has been a rise of them. Oh, what am I? Oh no! Oh, it does pull away. Oh my god, just barely in time. That was so close, so clutch. Widowmine drop here into the main. And herO, he does pull away in time. And he does defend. But again, 2-base all-ins have been very trendy, so we have seen more and more Protoss players open up like this. Open up 2-base, take their gases, robo before expanding. In the past, when I say in the past, I mean 3 months ago even. 3 months ago, it was more common to go 2-gate blink into a third, or even 3-gate blink into a third, but the meta has been shifting because of the prominence of all-ins, and now Protoss players are being safer. They're just being safer here and finding a little more success with that. Meanwhile, all-ins have been less successful. So again, playstyles have been changing. We spoke about this during the podcast actually last week about how TVP has changed the most out of all the matchups over the past like 3 months. There's been a lot of changes, back and forth and back again. So because they dive into the mineral line, they get an SCV. Oh, Prism taking a lot of hits. Oh, that should not have happened. Prism almost goes down. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there from herO, as he does pull away. And herO, he is not opening up Storm, he's opening up 2-base Colossus. Okay, the bait is done. Colossus are amassing. Again, herO, he delayed his 3rd base in favor of Charge, in favor of Colossus. And Bunny, does he send it across the map? Does he commit to the 2-base all-in? He's waiting for his upgrades, waiting for Stim, Combat Shields +1. herO, he didn't achieve too much with his harass. And Bunny, we're gearing up. And Bunny, as he pushes, 3rd CC. 3rd CC hidden in the main. I do appreciate this. So basically, this is almost like a fake out. He is pushing, don't get me wrong, but he's expanding. You're getting ready for it. Does slow it down. And again, Bunny, he shouldn't commit. Across the map, gets a couple of probes. Auto-charge harass into the natural. And we haven't seen a macro game yet tonight. That might change here and now, because we're getting ready for a longer game state. Yeah, Bunny, again, he's only posturing. He has no intention to commit across the map. He pulls away, and he throws down extra Raxes. Extra Raxes here. 3rd expansion, we're gearing up into a longer game. Meanwhile, herO, coming into this, now is in a really rough position. Remember, herO, he was blindly getting ready for an all-in that isn't coming. Which means now herO's falling behind economically. Like, he has less workers, or I should say, he has an equivalent amount of workers when he should be ahead of base and ahead a mineral line. Bunny in a solid position. Looking good. As he will soon land his 3rd. So we are building up. Now, because herO invested so heavily into his army early on, he has to make use of it. And I do think this is the right call to delay the expansion, right? To move out and to contain Bunny for as long as possible on 2 bases. So he moves out, he pulls away. 3rd base has yet to be taken. You see herO now moving out with 3 Colossus. Ooh, and this is going to be a tough hold. It's going to be a tough hold here for Bunny. Again, there's 3 Colossus waiting for him. Swipes going up. Gets a fake 4th Colossus. Let's go. The Prism is quite low. Ooh, as the army does dive in. Yeah, there's 2 tanks behind this. Colossus swipes, they go up on the fire. Tanks are being targeted. He gets 1. The Vikings have arrived. And with that, Bunny, he is holding. Yeah, he's holding on. The tanks, they shut down the ground army. And here he has to get the hell out of here. He has to pull away. Does save the Colossus, but he doesn't really have much support. Yeah, there's not much support here. Has to pull back. And Bunny holds. Bunny holds. We're getting into a longer game. 3rd base is fully saturated. herO, his 4th base is late. This is a late 4th. The 4th should have been here a minute ago. So Bunny, he's ahead. Bunny, he has a better economy. He now has the better army as well. herO's in a rough position. Again, he was hoping to delay the 3rd, but he failed to do so. He wasn't able to delay. Only moving out. Oh. Catching the mineral line. Probe's going to be falling. Not bad. Catching out 6 probes. And he does have position herO. herO pushing up the ramp. Ooh. Missile goes off. Brutal connection. And herO, how can he engage? Oh. Never goes off. Grazes the army. Disruptor goes down. Robe is exposed. Yeah, and herO, he kind of pushed into this. Bunny popping up here. Again, the one game doesn't all in. And again, he kind of faked herO out. He did fake him out. Vikings, they move forward. They take down the Colossus. Colossus goes down. Novas, they do not get friendly fire. And Bunny, he's just snowballing out of control. Snowballing out of control here. Diving into the main. herO, he cannot keep up. Zelda falling left and right. Bust into the middle line. 33 probe kills. And even if this army gets cleaned up, it's not enough. It's not enough, and the army does escape. Ooh. 3 medevacs to make it out, and herO, he's just being torn apart here. And again, I really do like this adaptation out of Bunny. It's just, you know what if I didn't 2-base all in? So yeah. And here he was blindly countering an all-in, an all-in that never arrived, right? An all-in that never happened. So again, herO just, again, misreading or just making assumptions that never really came to reality. Lack of scouting, I think I would say that actually. Because if herO had seen the faster 3rd TC, then he would have known. And it would have gone a faster expansion. But here we go, it's all or nothing, he's all in. Never's going off. Bunny, he's across the map actually. Uh-oh. I mean, here, he has to end the game. He has to end the game here and now. Takes down the SCVs, he's bleeding out Stalkers. With reinforcements, Bunny should have enough. Yeah, he comes back home. Sims in. Ooh, takes down the Colossus. And cleans up herO. GG gets called. Bunny, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Bunny does take a lead in the series. Again, herO, he failed to scout the 3rd base. If he had seen the 3rd base in the main, then he most likely would have backed off and expanded and gotten a 4th. Gotten a faster 4th base. If you remember, the 4th base wasn't thrown down until after the failed push at the 3rd. So really nice fake out here from Bunny. And we spoke about how the meta is adapting. We spoke about how the meta is adjusting here. Talking about how for a very long time, I mean, for the past month, I would say, like, it's been very prominent, very prevalent to go for these 2-base all-ins, and Bunny did do nothing but 2-base all-in against Classic. True, but which is why I appreciate that he's mixing it up here, right? He's mixing it up, does go for a fake out instead, and GG, well played. Does fake out herO. Here we go. herO's doing so much today. I mean, again, as we mentioned, it's a little bit, I would say a little bit of overconfidence in both series. If you're watching the games, we were mentioning it. When it came to Zaun, herO, he wasn't really respecting Zaun's all-in. And herO just assumed that Bunny was all-in. Like, that, kind of, again, a bit of, I would say, overconfidence from our Protoss player. But now we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Torches, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. So again, herO, we gotta lock in. We cannot assume what our players are doing. We gotta scout. Gotta go to read what's going on. I mean, that's also how herO plays, right? He is often taking chances, taking risks. That's what makes herO a strong player. That's what makes him unpredictable. But here, again, having a hard time reading both Zaun and Bunny. Or I guess reading Bunny and, again, didn't quite respect what he saw from Zaun. Because he did scout Zaun. That's the difference. Did scout him. But welcome to Torches. Interesting. Welcome to Torches. Torches is the second most vetoed map in the map pool. Last Fantasy is the most vetoed. Torches thereafter. So we rarely get to see maps on Torches or games on Torches. Torches has a short rush distance by ground and a short rush distance by air. So aggression is heavily favored here on Torches. As you see here, looking to delay. Oh, that did scout an economic... Wait, economic opener? Oh, okay, interesting. Bunny opening up Racks Expand. Does open up with a single gas geyser. And does open up economically. Interesting to see this on Torches, not gonna lie. From here, herO can respond with greed himself. Now, as a reminder, just because the opener is standard, the opener is economic, doesn't mean that we can't still turn this into a 2-base all-in. It does mean that early on, you know, tech is a little bit less accessible, true, but that is the tech lab first. Ooh, did hero scout? Did not see the tech lab. So early tech, so marine first, early tech lab into add-on swap into, we can go into early cyclone. We can even rush into early tank, which would be crazy. What do you have for us? What do you have for us? Is there an echo? Is there an echo? Oh. Might be on your end, but I would hope that maybe someone else can respond. For now, though, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener. Twilight Council here out of herO. Going for a standard start. It is going to be initial Cyclone here from Bunny. Does open up Cyclone, getting into a zone 1-1-1. And we'll see if he goes into an add-on swap from here. Let's say poke in. They poke in, they pull away. And here he is playing safe, going for the robo before expanding. Interesting. We'll see if he takes his gases. We'll keep an eye on the gases. We'll see how safe here is going to be. Behind this, no add-on swap, going into a mine drop play. Okay. Going for a Widow Mine drop. Again, short rush distance by air. Makes sense. Going for the Widow Mines. We'll soon move out. So we're calming down, so we're just keeping eyes on each other. Here comes the initial drop. Here, he does take his gases, okay? He's taking his gases. With this, here, he might even go for a Bay or a Templar Archives before expanding, as he's going to have a lot of gas to work with. So once again, just really safe play out of herO. We saw something similar last game. And again, last game, here he just misread the all-in, an all-in that didn't happen. My job does borrow, does focus on one Widow Mine, but the other will go off. Ooh. Whew. Clutch response. Here he holds, he defends. Ooh, takes out the Medivac. Very nice defense here by herO. Solid defense at the same time, he gets across the map, gets 2 SCVs. Only 2. But overall, a stronger start for herO. Behind this, we're waiting to see what tech we go into. So far, still just 3-gate blink is moving out, and herO is looking to expand and going into charge first. Okay. Now, the goal of these Stalkers should just be to contain the Terran. Tank is in position, no bunker. But the tank is ready. herO, he keeps warping in. He delays his third base in favor of these warp-ins. We'll see what he can get done. Again, the observer does see the setup. He does notice no tanks. Sorry, he does notice no bunker, I should say. And does have on the tank. Yeah, first tank goes down. And Bunny, he's just under-defended here. Without a bunker, the natural's just so open. And this is getting out of hand. This is just becoming too much. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Marines are going down. Even breaks the lock-on. And here it can just keep going. Now, I mean, this bunker is just so late. It's such a late bunker. Bunny was being greedy. And he's being punished. He's just being punished for that greed. There we go. He does dive in, takes down the tank. And now it's 0 tanks. 0 tanks left, 0 Cyclones either. Purely vanilla Marines. And here he can just bully this army. He can just bully. Just keep pushing in. Another tank has arrived. The tank should hold. At the same time, auto harass in the main. Late reaction. Ooh, late reaction out of herO. Gonna be 7 probe kills here at the same time, focusing on his push. Does not get the tank. Uh-oh. Doesn't get the tank. Oh, barely will. Just barely. And clutch moves out of herO. And just going for the warp in the face of his buddy. He's crazy. Yeah, the Prism does get sniped. And Bunny holds. Bunny, he's holding on, but at a cost. Bunny losing so many tanks here. 3 tanks to go down. But he holds. He holds. He survives. Behind this here, he does have a third. But here his macro has been slipping. It's been slipping. The Raven got a lot of damage. Bunny at this point has a greater economy. Oh. As this is a risky move out of Bunny. herO with intercept. He's gonna catch him. Yeah, he's gonna catch him out. Ay, ay, ay. A brutal loss. Prism has arrived. Medevac cannot escape. Full Medevac goes down. And now Bunny expands. It is a late response here, a late expansion from the side of Bunny, but he's going for it. Let's wait for the CC. Charge has been done for quite some time. herO looking to push in once again. This time there's 2 tanks and a bunker. It's going to be more difficult, but there are barely any Marines. True, there's only 4. Only 8, I should say. First tank gets targeted. Second tank as well. Yeah, both tanks go down. That Immortal doing so much damage. Takes down both tanks. Pulls away. And once again, just keeping the tank count low. Bunny just having a hard time stabilizing. Down to 0 tanks. He has no more tank production, by the way. Just purely Marine Marauder. And the bunker. Scan reveals saturation. herO on full 3 bases. Dropping into the main. There's not much in position. Yeah, getting more SCV kills. Likewise, here he does see the 3rd base, so he knows that Bunny isn't going for an all-in. He knows that Bunny is macroing, so here is safe. He's safe to do what? To get a bay. To work towards a bay, Colossus, saturate his 3rd, work towards a 4th expansion. Here just getting further ahead. And again, a lot of this came down to the fact that Bunny skipped his first bunker. He skipped the first bunker, he got punished for it, and everything just snowballed from there. Bunny, he was just a little bit too greedy. I don't blame him. Winding it back a little bit here, Blink Stalker aggression is not really seen too often on torches. The reason for this is because there's no way into the main, right? There's no way to blink from the low ground into the main base, so you can only harass the natural, which is open, but there's only one kind of point of aggression or point of attack. So that's why we often don't see blink aggression. But herO, when he saw an opening, he just went for it. Just went for it. With the Observer, he just saw how little there was. And he did punish Bunny. Did punish him. Likewise, Prism dropping in. Does take down a couple of SCVs. Creates an opening. herO, he's now aware of the expansion. He's rotating in. What do we have to defend? A decent bio army. But here he has a Colossus. The Colossus is ready. Again, this area is just so wide open. This sword is so exposed. Has control, takes down the Widow Mines. Oh. Observer does go down. Scan reveals a Colossus. herO just waiting for reinforcements. Again, getting his 4th base behind this. herO poking in. Yeah, and Bunny, he's got to pull the boys. Like, it's just so difficult to take a fight here. Boys are being pulled, Vikings, they pop up. They do what they can, but all the SCVs are falling. And now he's getting on top of the main army. Does take down one Colossus. One Colossus goes down, but oh god, it's just not enough. GG gets called. Bunny, he is overwhelmed, and herO ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, herO, he was able to scout, able to see that Bunny was cutting corners, and did punish him, able to break that natural early on. Remember, there was no bunker, the tanks were exposed, and once he started getting the ball rolling, once he sniped the first 2 tanks, he just kept going, kept abusing that natural. Yes, at the same time, herO, he was losing probes across the map, and he didn't have the best economy himself, but he dealt enough damage to the point where Bunny couldn't counterattack. Remember, he was already done with tank production, he lost all of his tanks, he was forced to throw down a 3rd CC. And when he saw that, then of course herO had to go ahead to just expand, take over the map. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into the ace match. We're jumping into Maganatha. Let's go. Whew, let us go. Some reasons my live channel I'm mid-screen. Oh, there you go. I was about to say that if you hear an echo, then you might have like us open somewhere else. But thankfully it was resolved. Thankfully. As we're getting into the ace match and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Twisted Minds, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. We go. Thanks to the cast. Also, what's the story behind your nickname? If you're referring to the CranKy Ducklings, it's a long story. It's a long story. If you're an old school viewer of StarCraft from back in like in the Heart of the Swarm, at least from back in Heart of the Swarm, I guess even before that a little bit as well. You might be familiar with Axiom. If you're familiar with Axiom Esports, if you're familiar with Total Biscuit, he had a team called Axiom Esports, and the team captain of Axiom Esports was Crank, was a pro player called Crank, a South Korean pro called J1 Choi, papi. Actually, I have his keyboard. Esther J1 Choi. And we initially, when I say we, I mean the founders of the CranKy Ducklings, we were all a part of his stream. He used to stream in English. This is back in like 2013, 2014. He used to stream in English. Standard opener, double gas, he had a bunny. But he used to stream back in English, back on Twitch. He also used to be partnered with Nvidia and used to stream on their channel as well. And he used to have a big following. I think infamously some of his big videos on YouTube was he won a game of Hearthstone and StarCraft II at the same time, where he was like constantly like alt tabbing between the two. I remember that was a big video that blew up for Crank, winning Hearthstone and SC2 at the same time. Yeah, so he used to stream. Of course, things happened. Unfortunately, you know, Total Biscuit did pass away, and Axiom, of course, did disband. I think that was actually just slightly before his passing. And Crank, he of course had to make a hard decision there as to what he wanted to do, and he did decide to stop streaming in English. He started to stop streaming. He started to he did decide to focus on the Korean side of things and to focus on casting and streaming Korean instead. And if you know anything about the current StarCraft II scene, you would know that currently Crank, I mean, he became very successul. He's the biggest caster in Korea. Like right now, he's the biggest like streamer, biggest caster in regards to StarCraft II in Korea. Like Crank, he's the one. He's the one. So very successful, like currently nowadays. But back in the day, we were his fans, and we were like, well, what do we do now? it's like, you know, we kind of want to, you know, still be active in StarCraft and do things our own way. And in the end, we did decide to kind of create our own organization, and we started hosting tournaments. Initially, we started hosting tournaments for a little more of a Korean-centric time zone as well. And in honor and to pay tribute to Crank, because we all started from his community, we called ourselves the CranKy Ducklings. That's why it's CranKy in kind of honor of Crank. The reason why we're the Ducklings is because Crank, for his stream, his mascot was a duck. His mascot was he had like a little duck plushie. It was a duck. So it's all in reference to Crank. It's one reference. He has no affiliation when it comes to our team, when it comes to our organization. It's just, you know, a tribute to Crank and to Axiom and to all that. And we started the CranKy Ducklings back in 2017. I think CranKy stopped streaming in English in 2016. I think it was around like 2016-ish era of StarCraft. 16, 17, something like that. Around that time. So we've been around for a long time. Meanwhile, Bunny going to be opening up with his win-round drop. As a reminder, so winding it back, thankfully there wasn't anything too crazy going on. Double gas opener, initially double gas opener into interesting Cyclone into early tank production. Win-round drop does come in. so far, getting getting 3 probes, nothing major. 3 workers do go down, and once again here he does open up safely. He does open up 3-gate blink into gases into a robo before expanding. Still does expand, but again this base is delayed in favor of the robo, in favor of the gateways, in favor of the initial setup. So safe style here out of herO. From here is now expanding, taking his 3rd. Welcome to Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map in the map pool, so long rush distance by ground, but with the initial setup here from Bunny, I'm not ruling out an all-in. I'm not ruling out an all-in. It's still going to be available here to Bunny. For now, working on the eBay, working on +1. Stim is on the way. We'll see what he does when all these upgrades line up. Oh. Does go for an earlier add-on swap. So he's cutting tank production at 2. Okay, so only 2 tanks. This means that Bunny might expand. He might get a 3rd CC. Now, what's important here about herO, this is not the same style that we saw in Game 1. If you remember in Game 1, herO, he just now was getting his 3rd base. If you remember, herO, he got to Bay first. He got to Bay, and he started Colossal production before claiming his 3rd. So here, he delayed his 3rd even further. This time, he's getting a slightly faster 3rd base, which is going to be ideal if Bunny does decide to play macro out of this. Remember, one of the big failings of herO in Game 1 was that he overreacted to the all-in, and an all-in that never happened. So he fell behind, right? Like here, he fell behind, he kind of misread the game, and it was just overly defensive and overly safe. Here, he's focusing a little bit more on his economy. Storm is halfway done. And there it is, 3rd CC. So this is a much better setup here for herO compared to Game 1. Here, he does get an earlier 3rd base, earlier saturation, and it's coinciding with the 3rd from Bunny. Bunny is expanding. And checking the observer, here he sees. Yeah, he sees. Here he scouts. This time he is fully aware of the 3rd, so he knows that Bunny's not all in. We read this earlier because Bunny cut tanks at 2. Like with a low tank count, you can't really commit to an all in like this. But herO is fully aware. We still have drop play, don't get me wrong. Bunny's being active, but herO knows he can safely expand, saturate his 3rd, take gases, and even get a 4th base. Again, remember, in Game 1, herO, he didn't even see the 3rd. Like, he didn't know what was happening. This time, he's aware of everything. So we do see herO, he's a little more attentive to scouting, a little more attentive to what his opponent's up to. He's not just blindly trying to hard counter something. Not this time. What I'm saying is, herO, he's locked in, Bap. He's locked in. As here comes the 3rd. And again, we're gearing up into a longer game state. herO, I will say this 4th base is a little bit late. We should have one soon. Basically, as the Terran takes a 3rd, the Protoss ideally wants to get their 4th. And there we go. 4th is on the way. Mine drop here into the main. Nice blink control. Avoids a mine. We'll shut this down. Always want to know the story behind your name too. Ah, there you go. There you go. I mean, there's a little bit more as well when it comes to the story, I guess. You know, one of the reasons why we started the CranKy Ducklings as well, like, that's the reason behind the name, but the reason why we started was because back in the day, we were in charge of, and we still are, I guess, we were in charge of the unofficial StarCraft Esports Twitter account. And for every tournament, for Pro League, for GSL, we would always post whenever an event would go live. And we noticed something, because we were keeping, we also started like a calendar. We did a lot of like work in StarCraft before the CranKy Ducklings as well. But we did notice that there were some tournaments for some regions, but not for others. Specifically at the time, there were amateur tournaments for the NA and for the European region, but there weren't any for the Korean or Southeast Asian region. So that was our first tournaments that we started. Is we first started amateur tournaments for like the Southeast Asian / Korean time zone. Just because we noticed like there was like a hole there and there wasn't anything being done. That's why we started the Sea Duckling Open. True, Sea Duckling Open. At the time, it was going to be like an Olympic League Code A, but we decided against it to do our own branding. Zelarame does, oh Jesus, A10 SCV is going to be going down. Bunny completely out of position. Yeah, the Zealot run by does 12 buffs, Zealot's in the main, Zealot's at the third. Oh, sorry, Zealot's at the natural, Zealot's at third base. 13 SCV kills. Bunny gets forced away back, and here he has gained map control. Now he's pushing. What does Hero have? He's got a Colossus, he's got 6 High Templar, he's got Mass Storm. He's got all the storms. Now pushing forward. Does feedback. Storm doesn't quite connect. As here he's not really gaining much ground. Takes a mind shot to the face, but despite that, SCVs are still falling. That was still 14 SCVs going down in total. And here from here can just back up. Like, he doesn't have to commit. He can back up. More Colossus are amassing. Bunny trying to get ready here for a surround. Setting up for a flank. Here he notices. And he collapses on the flank. Does collapse in, takes down the Widow Mines. Takes down the mines. Nice storm on the Medivacs. Storm on the Vikings, actually, not on the Bio. Interesting. Vikings, they barely don't get the Colossus. Nice spread here from Bunny. Very nice spread. And again, here, he doesn't have to force the issue. Remember, here, he's getting a fifth. Like, he's getting a fifth base. He's getting more bases, getting a greater economy. Here, he doesn't have to go in. He doesn't have to commit. Oh, nice catch on the Raven. Barely doesn't get it. Once again, pushing into a concave. Does from the Vikings. Yeah, but the Colossus, they're going down. Gets one Colossus. Oof. Another storm pops up. Not the worst trade from Hero. And again, what's important, he's just trading. Like Hero, he has no intention to commit into any of these bases. He's just fighting on the fringe. Fringe areas here with these bases instead. Poking in, EMP goes up. Does catch out the High Templar. Colossus goes down. Nice pick up here by Bunny. Gets a Colossus. Ooh. Storm zones away. Storm does zone. As Bunny, he does break out. Does force back his opponent. And what's important here is, again, here he's been trading this entire time while getting more bases, getting more probes. Here he's on 84 workers. He can afford these losses. He can afford these trades. Ideally doesn't want to lose Colossus, but to respond to that, we have more Robos. We're getting up to a triple Robo setup here. 3 Robos up and running, making more Colossus, soon to be Disruptors as well. And Hero takes every base. He takes every expansion. Again, the power of map control. And Bunny's just trapped. He's just trapped here back at home. He's pinned against the wall. Ooh, brutal storm. But does take down the High Templar. Bunny, he's sneaking out of 4th base, and Hero, he should not let this get up and running. Hero, he should fight for the 4th. Does collapse in. Ooh. Colossus lagging a little bit behind. Hero's maxed. Nice EMP. EMP on the High Templar. Hero, he wants the expansion. Do we have any storms left? No storm. Uh-oh. And no storm remaining. High Templar now rallying in. Hero, he does overextend for a moment here. Bleeding out a lot of gateway units. Bleeding out a Colossus as well. But storm has arrived. Yeah, we have reinforcing High Templar. Now he's got storms. Disruptor now coming in. Oof. Storm in the main army. And here he's done it. Yeah, here he's done it. He breaks through. The army is heavily overstimmed. No more storm. Okay. No more storm. Oh, God. And Bunny, he's holding on. Did cost him a line of SCVs. But he does survive. Bunny, he survives. Once again, zoning back Hero. Hero just mass reinforcing. Behind this, he has Disruptors. Colossus now on the way as well. And this is still a tough hold for Bunny. As we mentioned, Hero's goal is to deny the 4th. Takes down the tank. Tank goes down. Goes down, making 3 Colossus at a time. It does take a while for them to reinforce, so Bunny, he's holding on, setting up his mines, but we need more tanks, more bunkers, more sensor towers, turrets as well. He's still not ready. Oof, brutal storm on the ghost. Nice save. Oof. What's concerning here, Bunny just also his Vikings. The Viking count was just reset. And now there's no more Vikings, and here come the Colossus. Yeah, just in time to punish. Colossus have arrived, 0 Vikings remaining. And what's the answer to the Colossus? Oh, Planetary's done. Okay. Planetary is done. Hero forced to rotate. You can't quite push into the Planetary. Oh, you know what isn't a Planetary? The third. He rotates to the third. Bunny trying to race over. 8 secured his 4th. True. But I can't say the same for this base. Yeah, no shot. No shots. SCVs are going down. Takes down 15 workers. Aye, aye, aye. Hero pushing further in. Again, he's maxed. It's a bit of an awkward blink there. Does cost him a couple of stalkers, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, there's 2 Vikings remaining. They're being targeted down by the stalkers. And he's done it. He has broken through. GG gets called, and Hero, he will snowball out of control. He will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the decider match. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Hero. He does claim the series. Again, a much better response this time by Hero, winding it back. If you remember, this game was similar to game 1, except Hero, he did this time get a faster third base, and he was also able to confirm the expansion. He was able to scout the CC in the main, so he knew there was no all-in. It allowed Hero to probe up, to take his gases, to tech up as well, to take advantage of the fact that Bunny wasn't going for the all-in, and just snowball out of control from there. The difference here compared to game 1 is that, if you remember, Hero believed that Bunny was all-inning when he wasn't, right? And Hero, he overreacted, he overdefended, he delayed his own economy too much. Like Hero, he was killing himself in game 1, really, and in the end, we saw that Bunny was able to snowball out of control. Here, Hero was able to confirm what was happening. He saw everything that Bunny was up to. GG. GG, well played. With that, Hero, he does claim the series, and now we have a rematch. Oh my god. Up next is going to be a PvP in the decider match to determine who will make it through into the semifinals. It's going to be a PvP between Hero and Zaun. Oh boy. Now, Zaun, he has already defeated Hero once tonight, true, but do you remember what happened? In that series, Zaun, he cannon rushed. He went for a cannon rush, and Hero, he had a very shaky defense against it. If you remember, he overreacted to the first probe. He did send most of his workers down to the low ground. The cannon got up and running. The initial probe in the main base survived. The cannon rush continued, and everything just snowballed out of control. And in the end, Zaun, he did cannon rush the hell out of Hero. And on top of that, if you remember in game number 3 in the ace match, what happened there, Hero, he scouted a he scouted a 2-base all-in. He saw 5 gateways. He saw the proxy. Hero saw everything. What did Hero do? He took a ninja base. And that could have been like 3 shield batteries. That could have been 2 shield batteries, an extra gateway. Like that could have been anything else. But he got a ninja base, which did not help against the all-in at all. he just died. So it was a crazy response out of Hero. We'll see if Hero, he tightens up here in the rematch. We'll see. Because that was a crazy first series. If you missed it, I recommend the VODs. I recommend checking out the VOD. I feel like my explanation of what happened last time doesn't give it justice. It was a crazy series. It was very chaotic. But now we do have our rematch here to find out who does make it through into those semis. Let's go. My condolences to Bunny. Bunny, he is now knocked out of GSL. But again, Bunny, he played well for himself. A lot of people didn't really expect Bunny to even make it out of the round of 12. He was in a really rough group, but Bunny, you know, he did what Bjorn and Kure couldn't, right? Kure and Bjorn, they got knocked out early. Bunny instead made it to the top 8. So really, really well done. Really solid performance there out of Bunny. Does go down, but hey, he surpassed other bigger named Terran players in the region. So really well done. Really well done there by Bunny, as it leads us into the final PvP. Let's go. The final Protoss versus Protoss.